Go ahead. All right, so today we're going to start out talking about how to grow your marketing business on Alignable. I can't remember what.
Sorry, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see
Okay,
it.
perfect. Thank you. Sorry, it disappeared. My preview disappeared for some reason. All right.
So a lot of people ask, new people, if you're new to Alignable, a lot of people will say, well, it's another social media platform. Well, Alignable, believe it or not, is not a social media platform. It's the largest networking platform for business owners. We have over 8.5 million business owners on Alignable. So remember that. That's a huge place to put out all the things that you do and network with other like-minded people. It is all about growing your network and growing your business. I always tell everybody, and if I'm talking to marketers, I'm speaking to you because you all know that your network is your net worth, right? When I sold my tutoring business, which I had many years ago, they weren't buying the books and pencils and all that kind of stuff. They were buying my network. So Alignable is the perfect place to grow your network and your business.
Sorry, I was muted. Awesome. So by the end of the event today, we want you all to have some practical steps that you can take today to optimize your experience on Alignable. So at a high level, there are really 3 steps you should think about following when you're interacting on the platform. 1, build a profile that stands out. 2, grow your network. And 3, get your business out there. So for the next 30, 40 minutes or so, we'll dive deeper into these 3 steps and provide all the insider tips and tricks to do these 3 things and to do them right.
All right, number 1, your profile. And if any of you have gone to, I'm on Alignable now, I do that every week, but the number 1 thing I teach all the time is you have to have your profile completed and optimized. So when people go to your profile or find you, they will want to connect with you and get to know you, okay? And I'll just tell you a little tip here. If someone goes to your profile and it's empty, they're never going to come back. They are never coming back to see. They're not going to put on their calendar, oh, let's put in a week and see if they've updated their profile. They're not going to do that, right? So get it done now. And a couple of things I want to point out. I always tell everybody the very top thing up here, is your banner. And I told you I travel around in a motorhome all over the country. I see billboards everywhere. So I actually call this your billboard. If I go to your profile or anybody goes to your profile, that billboard's the first thing they see. So you want to really create a great billboard. And if you're a marketer, you already know how to do this. Create something that's going to make them want to connect with you or at least read more in your profile. The second thing I want you to do is right underneath this profile here, there's a little place here where you can put your picture or your logo. And this is just my personal thing. And it's actually what every one of my the members that I know that are super successful is put your picture here. And I'm just going to tell you that because people will remember your face, okay, more than they're going to remember your logo. So my suggestion is to put your picture up here. And finally, down here, this is probably, it actually is, it's not probably, this is the most important place to put your picture here. So let me just tell you that picture, this little circular picture right here, you want to add immediately. If your picture's not there, it's going to show your initials and people will not trust your initials. And that picture shows up when you message people. It shows up when you post in a group or you comment. I'm telling you, you need to get this picture right here is the most important. So don't forget to do that.
Cool. So the next step here is really to make sure that everyone who lands on your profile knows what you do. That way, potential clients who land here understand what you do and how you can help them, but also so that potential partners who can share referrals with you know who they can send your way. Someone in need of marketing services. Make it clear what you do, what you have to offer to your clients. There are a lot of ways to do this on the profile. There's a lot of places you want to show this off. The first one I want to highlight is on the left side of the screen here, and that is the tags at the top of your profile. They might be they're called like your featured tags and your search tags. You might have 3 of them, you might have 5, you might have more, depending on if you're premium or not. But at the end of the day, the super important thing to note here is you want a high level category, or your industry. That could be marketing, digital marketing, online marketing, whatever it is. And then the rest should be your specialties or your subcategories like social media, copywriting, email marketing, whatever those other things are that are relevant. And these are super important because these are how people will find you in search. So if they go to search for marketing businesses or search for any more specific keywords, those keywords that you have listed here are how what you would show up under which searches you would show up. The service tags are on the bottom right side of the screen here, and those are a little bit lower down on your profile in the About Me section. And the great thing about these is you can add as many as you want here. So you can really start to outline the different things that you do. But you'll also, of course, want to add your products and service listings and some promotions as well to provide a little bit more detail. And that's the top right-hand side of the screen here. So here you can add a title, some, a brief description of the service or the package or the promotion, your entry, new customer, entry promotion, things like that. You can add an image. So it really starts to create a little bit more detail. And Sue's going to talk a little bit more about the value that these listings can provide for you.
Yeah, so this is an example. It's kind of a screenshot of another marketer who is very popular and Alignable. And so you can put up here this is a list of his products and services. There's also a place you could put a promotion. Let's say you have a promotion for something that's happening in the month of December or November. You can put that on there too. And I just want to kind of show you guys, this is also a pretty powerful section of your profile because you can actually try different things, put your different products and services out there, and then you can look and see, like, for example, this person has a lot of likes on this Smile Network offering that he has. So guess what? As a marketer, he's going to go, wait a second, a lot of people really like this. Maybe I should spend a little bit more time on promoting this product or service. And as a premium member, he can actually go in and see who actually liked that. So he can reach right out to those people.
Yeah, really, really powerful stuff on the profile here. So the next kind of bucket here of what you want to do on your profile is tell the world, tell us who you want to meet. One super important thing that not a lot of members know is that the info on your profile is actually one of the things that fuels our algorithm and all of the suggestions that Alignable is going to give you. And that includes who we think you should connect with. And when suggesting folks for you to connect with, there is nothing more important than these two fields here on your profile. So the first is the ideal customer one, and the second one is our ideal referral partner. And on your profile, when you're editing it, it might say, who can you partner with? And since this is all since this part of the profile is so important, Sue's actually going to do a quick deep dive on each of them and how to think about what you want to put here.
Yeah, so you're a customer. And if you are, again, I'm speaking to marketers, so I know I'm speaking to the choir here, but if you market to everyone, you're marketing to no one. So you want to be very clear on exactly who your ideal, most profitable customer is, that most profitable avatar, right? So a couple of things when you're clicking there to edit it, you can choose if it's mostly businesses or consumers, you can choose where they're located. And I'm just going to give you a couple of quick tips in this box here. When you're describing that ideal customer, please keep it short and easy. Just remember, if you can keep in your mind that every person on Alignable is a busy business owner, just like you, they don't have time to read a novel. So make sure it's really clear. If one of us goes to your profile and we want to refer you to someone, we want to be able to read in just a couple of sentences who your ideal customer is. And of course, like Taryn said, make sure those tags are correct as well. That helps Alignable help you show people who to introduce you to. The most important part, in my opinion, is your referral partners. And a lot of people will ask me who their ideal referral partner is. I always give examples, like, for example, I'll give you this one because I was just up in Santa Clarita, California. My friend Ligaya Kelly, who is I met on Alignable, who owns a dog kennel. So she, her best referral partner is somebody who has a business that has all of her customers, and she needs people that own pets. So veterinarians are the perfect referral partner for her. So think about that with in your marketing business. I think, Taryn, you have a good example of that, right?
Yeah, the two kind of frameworks I like to give marketers is think about who has the same customers as you, but offers a slightly different value to that customer. So, the example I love giving is for a social media marketer who's really focused on content creation and the top of the funnel, getting people aware of a business, might want to partner with someone like a web designer, because that web designer is really focused on getting more sales and getting more phone calls, getting more appointments booked. So they're focused on that middle of the funnel. You guys are both targeting the exact same customer. You're looking at small businesses who are looking to grow. That's your target. And you might be more specific than that, but in general, you're looking for people who need more customers, need more sales, but you're doing it in different ways. The other example I like to give is people who do the same thing, but might serve a slightly different client. So a great example here is, say you're a full service marketing agency. You're like, I do it all. There's no one who provides a different value than me because I can do everything. But you might only want to serve certain clients, right? Maybe your packages are priced a little bit higher and you need businesses who are more mature and have a higher revenue. So you could partner with a marketing agency who's focused on brand new businesses. They're like, I really just want to work with solopreneurs who are going from side gig to, full-time hustle. Well, you guys might get leads from customers that you don't service. And so by partnering together, you can share those leads with each other and get more business that way. So the referral partner thing is actually one of the most powerful levers you can pull on Alignable, because you're all here, you're all in the same mindset, and thinking about, something we hear from marketers all the time is like, why do you keep wanting me to, partner with my competition? Well, even though they're your competition, there could be ways you could still partner together, but you won't know until you chat with them. So think about how those types of referral partners can become a steady stream of business, right? If you're just going out there and meeting your exact client, every interaction you have is a one-to-one sales experience. But if you're meeting one referral partner, they can actually provide multiple clients. So one sales experience brings you multiple clients in the long run. That's going to be way more effective with your time, with their time, and it's better for everyone. So think about, and of course, both are important, but think about how both can be powerful for you and your specific industry.
Yes.
Your specific business.
Taryn, that was really, really good. I don't think I could have explained it as well as you do.
Well, thank you. All right. So one other thing I wanted to talk about on the profile here is these these premium features that allow you to optimize your profile for lead generation. And again, these are premium features. So, on the basic plan, you wouldn't have access to these, but just want to share for those who are interested. Once you've filled out your profile, you've made it clear who you are, what you do, who you want to meet. They're actually these like really powerful profile tools that you guys as marketers can unlock if you're on the premium plan. So obviously your businesses whose clients are here on Alignable. So we built these tools to create a really frictionless sales process on the platform that works like this. Potential client lands on your profile. Right at the top, there's immediately a list of your services and a testimonial from, probably from a past client. So immediately they know what you can do for them and that it worked for other people like them. Next, they see this big purple ask about services button, and this button is incredibly powerful. It allows clients or potential clients to message you about your services without having to connect first. So once they send you that inquiry, without having to think about, do I have enough connection credits? Can I reach out to this person? I'm not sure if it's worth it. There's no friction for them. They hit that button, they send the message, no penalty. And then it just lands directly in your messages. And it's amazing. You just have this hot lead right there waiting for you, and you can start your sales process. So again, these lead generation tools are only accessible for marketers. And you must be on the premium plan to access them as well. Just wanted to call this out as well. It's powerful, right? We just talked about the two different ways you can reach clients on Alignable: directly by reaching your clients, and this tool allows you to get the most out of that experience.
That's just amazing.
Cool.
I mean, how much more would you want from this? Like if you're, I think it's amazing.
So next up, we're going to talk about how you can grow your network. And I'll hand it off to Sue to talk about why this is so important and how to start the process.
Yeah. So when you do so you put your profile together, right? But when somebody goes to your profile, they see what's in this circle here. They can see how many connections you have. They can see how many recommendations you have. If you're new to Alignable, if you don't have a whole lot of connections or a whole lot of recommendations, let me give you a couple of little secret tips that I think are awesome. I think it's on the next screen. You can actually sync up your email address book with your account. Now, why would you want to do that? Because Alignable has these things called connection credits, like we were talking about, which are very valuable. You have to spend a connection credit to be able to connect with someone on Alignable. However, Alignable is very smart. They said, well, wait a second, we don't want you to have to pay extra or have to use up your connection credits to connect with people you know already. So we'll do it this way. We'll let you sync up your email address book with your account, and then Alignable, once you do that, they'll go out to all of our 8.5 million members to see if they can find people that you already know. And if they find those people that their profile is connected to that email address that you have, they let you connect with them for free without using either of your connection credits. Brilliant, right? Then if they can't find them, then they will ask you to go through and you can invite in bulk people, other business owners who aren't on Alignable. So my little tip here is, if it says, don't just click all of them, like go through and decide, who do I want to invite to Alignable who owns a business that Alignable would be good for. Once you do that, you can invite them all. They're all going to get this great email that just says, hey, come and join me over here on Alignable. When they join Alignable, if they do, and they fill out a profile, they can let you connect for free. So I've talked to so many people that went from like 1 or 2 connections to like 500 by doing this. So this is super powerful. And then recommendations to me are the golden grail on Alignable, because that's how I grew my business. When I sold my business and moved to a new community where I didn't know anyone, and I started meeting people on Alignable and started sharing recommendations, with each other. So I would meet someone, we'd build a relationship, share recommendations. My phone literally rang off the hook with people calling and saying, hey, I just saw that my friend Donna recommended you on Alignable. How can I hire you? And this happened to me all the time. So my recommendation for you is this: connect with people you know already. If there's people on there, which there should be, that you already know, like, and trust, go write them a beautiful, personalized, authentic recommendation. Alignable does this, which I think is super cool too, is they will send that person a message that says, hey, check it out, Sue just wrote you this beautiful recommendation. Would you like to return the favor? And like, who's not going to say, well, heck yeah, it's a great recommendation, I'm going to write one for her too, or him too. So that's an awesome way to get really authentic recommendations from each other. Make sure.
Yeah, and I just want to add the act of inviting folks who aren't on Alignable is super powerful as well. Every time you connect with someone through that address book process, we're going to prompt them to write you a recommendation. And especially for you guys as marketers, all your past clients are probably in that address book. And so you want to get recommendations from them, right? That's who you want. You want people to speak to your work and their experience working with you. And so even if they're not on Alignable, I definitely recommend inviting them to join. If they're a small business, there is a place for them on Alignable, and they'll get prompted to write you one of these recommendations right when they join. And that can be really powerful for you to boost and kind of kickstart your reputation, right? These recommendations are essentially your reputation on Alignable. You probably all are aware of reputation management as a powerful tool in marketing. So, think about how it can be powerful and alignable for your business.
Absolutely.
Cool. So earlier we talked about the profile and how the ideal customer and ideal referral partner section of your profile fuel Alignable's algorithm to help you find the people you're trying to meet. Well, one of the ways we'll do that is actually by identifying who in your network, so who you're connected with, can introduce you to the types of businesses you're trying to meet. And that is what we call the second degree network. It's the idea that everyone you know knows a bunch more people. And it can be a really, really powerful tool in Alignable once you've started building that network a little bit. And so I'm going to kind of walk through an example where you can see what this looks like. So Trisha is a social media marketer who's looking to partner with marketing agencies so that she can share referrals, right? Similar to the example we just gave, she's focused on content creation and top of funnel. So she wants to partner with a marketing agency who, works on branding strategy, because they have the same client, but they meet them or they serve them in slightly different ways. Well, Trisha connected with Frank when she connected her address book. So now they're connected on Alignable. Frank logs in and we actually prompt him to introduce Trisha to one of the 3 agencies that he's connected with on Alignable. And he does. So Frank sends, this great message saying, hey, Trisha and Michelle, I know you guys would have a great experience working together. And it's great because now Trisha has this warm introduction with an ideal referral partner, someone she's desperately trying to meet. And she's one step closer to that steady stream of referrals. And in the process, Frank built trust with 2 people that he's connected with. So, he's top of mind for them when they can share referrals his way. But the best part about the whole thing is with these warm introductions, Frank facilitated the conversation between 2 people who don't know each other. So there's already trust built into that process, and they can quickly build a stronger relationship because it's, coming from someone that they both know.
Love it.
And, obviously for those of you who use word of mouth to get new clients today, this is the same process. But the key difference I want to highlight here is that you're actually leveraging the power of Alignable's technology to proactively find those connections that will move your business forward instead of waiting for those to happen serendipitously out in the world, asking people, do you know anyone who needs my services? We're doing it right here, and we're identifying that you have that connection just waiting for you. So it's a really exciting and powerful piece that only happens when you start to build your network with people you already know. Cool. So we've talked about connections from people you know. We've talked about using the second degree network to get warm introductions via the people you know. So let's talk about one other way to get those sort of warm introductions where trust is built in from the start. And I want to highlight specifically Alignable's virtual networking events called Smart Connects. I'm sure all of you at some point have been to a, stuffy, awkward in-person networking event from like the Chamber of Commerce, and it's just weird and you don't know who to talk to or what to do. But imagine if you had someone with you at the event, holding your hand, walking you through the room, getting you in front of absolutely the best people to meet with for you and your business. And then they make sure you get 7 minutes to talk to each of them. That's exactly what happens on a Smart Connect. You're basically asking Alignable to provide you with a warm introduction to the people at the event who are going to be most relevant for you to meet. So how it works is you'll join the virtual event, you'll get broken into one-to-one breakout rooms, chat for about 7 minutes, come back to the main room, and then pop into another one. And then you'll do that over and over again for an hour. So by the end of the event, you've met, and spoken with and gotten an introduction to about, 7 or 8 other business owners. And since you've already met with them, talked to them, and probably hit it off with a couple of them, you're moving quickly towards, building an actual relationship with that person instead of just cold outreach, cold calling, just hoping someone's going to answer on the other end. You have that warm introduction, and it's going to be worth your time to try and invest in that relationship. So these are some of the ways to use your time, really effectively on Alignable. But, we of course understand you're all very busy. You might only have 5 to 10 minutes a day. Well, Sue is going to talk about kind of some of the ways you can grow your network just on your own time, whenever on the platform, and how Alignable can show you how to do that.
Awesome. So some of the things you can do, you want to get out there and you want to meet people. So that's number 1. And there's a lot of places that you can do that on Alignable. Deepen those relationships. If you've connected with someone already, make sure that you follow up and you keep going with that relationship. Like what I've heard of so many times is people will be beamed into a room with someone in a Smart Connect. They get a few minutes to talk to each other, they feel a connection, and then they set up a one-to-one to further that relationship. So I do another event, actually I'm doing it this afternoon, called Relationship Networking, which I really dig into a lot of that stuff. You want to make sure you attend events join groups. Groups are huge on Alignable. There's groups for everything, and join into on discussions. And I can't remember if I have something on here with group. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this part first.
We'll talk about groups later in a little bit more detail.
Okay. I don't have my thing in front of me. So
yeah.
So once you fill out your profile and you have identified and told Alignable using those little tags who your ideal customer and referral partners are, you can go up to the top on your home feed, click network. A page is going to come up with sorted out the different groups and types of people that you can actually connect with. So I'll give you an example, like referral partners. That one's a good one, obviously. So go in there and it'll give you all the referral partners that Alignable found to match you up with. Let's say you're a local business and you just want to work locally. There's a whole local businesses. You can go through all of those. New members are awesome to connect with because they're brand new and they're looking for new people to connect with. So they're more apt to be active and want to connect with you. So a little tip here, just from my side of the view here, being a business owner and being on Alignable, just make sure that you understand that even though we have 8.5 million members on here, not everybody is always logging in every day. Some of these people might have closed their businesses over COVID and forgot to shut their profile up. So my tip is for you to not use up your connection credits by clicking and just click connect. Go to the profile, do your research, make sure they're active, like see if there's someone you actually want to connect with before spending your connection credit. Just a little extra tip there. And personalized messages, I'm just going to say this. It's all about building relationships. You have 3 choices on this screen, and this screen pops up when you want to connect with someone or someone wants to connect with you. You got choice number 1, which is just connect and don't do anything. Please don't do that. You can choose one of these pre-written prompts, but I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to say, don't use those either. And the reason I'm saying that is because all of my successful business owners that I've interviewed and talked to said that they already know what those things say, and they're more apt to like not really want to respond, but they will respond every time to a personalized message written in this box. So my tip for you here, I give you all my secret tips, is go to their profile, read it, see if you can find something that's a commonality or something that you really want to learn more about, and say something like, hey, I went to your profile and I noticed blah, blah, blah. I would love to connect with you and maybe set up a one-to-one meeting. So this is a really powerful box right here. A lot of people ignore, kind of, because they're so used to on social media of just going connect with 5 million people, but not here.
Cool. So, the next step, you've set up your profile, you've optimized it. It's great. You've gotten your business out there, you've grown your network. You have, connected your address book, everyone you're connected with. You've reached out to a lot of relevant people. Maybe you've attended a Smart Connect. Well, the next thing you want to do is get your business out there. And there's a couple places to do that on Alignable. But the biggest one we want to talk about is groups. And so Sue is going to talk about in a minute how to engage in groups. This is a question we got all the time. But first, I want to go over the different types of groups you can join and which ones are, and how as a marketer to engage in them, right? So there's essentially 2 types of groups. There's the places you're going to reach your clients directly. And then there's places that you're going to meet referral partners. Referral partners are going to specifically be in your industry group. So for you guys, that's probably the marketing agency or the digital marketing group. And that's where you can find the folks you want to partner with. And any of the events that take place in those any of the events that take place in those groups are where you're going to meet other marketers. On the other side, we have, hundreds and thousands of groups on Alignable that are based on topics or, business owner demographics. But, really significant for you guys is going to be those marketing topic groups, because there's all sorts of businesses in there all over the country asking questions about the topics where you're an expert. So it's a no-brainer place to jump in and start trying to offer expertise, answer people's questions, and be of value to them. But, the other thing to highlight here, like Sue mentioned at the top of the meeting, Alignable is just a place to meet friends. And sometimes you just need a place to meet other people who are like-minded, decompress, ask questions about, parenting while being a business owner, or, being a woman solopreneur, and just kind of connect on other things. And there are places to do that as well.
Love it. Yes, and what I teach all the time is, and I've heard, and this isn't just from me, this is from the successful business owners that get a lot of clients and customers and referral partners on Alignable. Go into these groups and be seen as an expert, like Taryn said. If you are a marketer, go to our marketing for the small business group. But I want to tell you something. This is really important. When somebody's asking a question, so let's just say someone said, I'm trying to get a website built. I could really use some help on what I need on my website, something about that. Let's say that you actually build websites. You could do one of two things. You can go in and say, hey, hire me. I'm amazing. Here's my contact information. Would love to work with you. No, that is not how to do it on Alignable. That's like people don't like that. Plus your post is probably going to get hidden if you start sharing your contact information. Instead, say, give them your best stuff, like give them your best advice. Well, here's some great tips on what you want to do with your website. You don't have to say, contact me, hire me, whatever, because when you start helping more and more people, people will see that and they will reach out to connect with you. I'm going to tell you that there's a business coach that is also one of our ambassadors on Alignable. And I just talked to him. I met him in person in Ventura, California, and he gets all of his business on Alignable because he learned really fast that if he goes in and helps other people and supports and answers questions and starts conversations, people start seeing that. He is one of those givers that just is helping people with no intention of getting anything in return. And he is getting so many clients that way, and referrals. Engage with people's posts, support each other. And I love this last one, be the person others want to connect with. And this is what I hear from all of the people that do this. They say, you know what, I don't even use the connection credits I have because people see me helping and supporting people and they want to connect with me. And that does not use your connection credits, it uses theirs. So just a few tips. And this is Eric. Eric is a marketer in Oregon. I met him in person. What an amazing person. Really nice guy. And I met him, and a couple weeks after I had met him in person, he sent me this message and he said, Sue, I landed the biggest deal in my company history as a result of networking on Alignable. He's a marketer. The project will be worth more than $150K a year. And I'll just tell you, I just interviewed him a couple weeks ago, and it's now that same client is spending over $200,000 a year, one client. And he said this, we interviewed him. It's somewhere on our site where you can see the interview. His way of doing that, actually, he met that person on a Smart Connect. They connected. He said, I want to help you. Let me help you get your profile, whatever he was helping him with. And so he says, not bad for having a servant attitude on Alignable, pay it forward and people remember you. That is how he got the client. He just helped him, didn't try to sell him anything. And the guy came back and said, I want to hire you. Amazing. Love that story.
Yeah, I love it. The other thing I usually like to say, on this topic is people aren't always in the mindset to hire a marketer today. That's just a reality. We all know this. But if you provide them value and you give them helpful advice, they're going to remember that because they like you. You're building trust with them. You're proving that you're someone who's trustworthy. You're proving that you're an expert in the area. So even though they might not be ready to hire a marketer today, if you provide them value and they connect with you and you guys continue to build just kind of this relationship where you're, helping each other, your fellow business owners, eventually they might be ready. They might grow their business enough to have a budget to hire you, or they know other people who do the same thing as them, right? A contractor knows other contractors. They know plumbers, they know tile guys, and maybe one of those guys that they know needs a marketer. And if you provide value to that one person, they might refer you out. or hire you eventually themselves. And I love that, Eric says here, pay it forward and people remember you, because that's exactly what it is. Like, thinking about the long game, like instead of selling them today, think about how that relationship and that value you created can bring a business to you eventually. And I just love that.
100%.
So another great way to get your business out there is to join events. We obviously talked about Smart Connects. So those are our virtual networking events, and you'll see those all over the platform. But I also want to talk about opportunities to network in person. So if you're in a community that has an Alignable alliance, that will be visible on your groups page. So if you go over to find groups, and you're eligible to join a local alliance, which is an in-person, a lot of times they're hybrid. They do both in-person and virtual events, but it is just local business owners in your area, and they'll host in-person events that you can go and join. We also have topic-based events. So that is what you have joined here today. This is these types of events are where you're going to take away something at the end of it. You might not meet another business owner per se, but you're walking away with having learned about a specific topic, whether that's Alignable itself, or it's, social media, or it's, learning how to have a better work-life balance. You're learning something and you're taking something away at the end of it. So those are our 3 different types of events. We have, networking events, which can be in person or online, or via Smart Connect, or we have these topic-based events. And you can discover all of these if you go to the groups tab on Alignable. Underneath, you'll see a section called Find Events, and you can discover all of these different types of events. You can sort by the day of the week. You can look at time of day, and then of course by the event type as well.
Yeah, and just throwing one more thing in there. If you are a Premium Plus member on Alignable, you can actually apply to host your own events, because I know lots of marketers are massive experts in their industry, and you can actually apply to be one of our expert event hosts. So that's just another little thing that you can look into if you're interested as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So another great way to get your business out there is actually to just reach your clients directly by getting listed on our marketplace. Our marketplace is the one-stop shop for small business services. So all the businesses on Alignable that have a business need, right? They need a solution to a problem they're having. They're going to come to our marketplace. So being listed there is giving you the opportunity to get in front of these potential clients while they're actively shopping, right? They actively need a challenge or a problem solved, and you can be one of the people that solves that problem for them. This listing is a premium feature, so it would be included if you upgrade to the premium membership, and as well as some of the other features that we have talked about and will talk about in the future. It's this nice bundle where you get all of these great features, including this listing.
Okay. Alignable alliances, again, like Taryn said, we have Alignable Alliance, which is where in-person events. I know a lot of people, marketers, like to work locally, and so you just go to alignablealliance.com. You can search to see if there's an alliance in your neighborhood or within driving distance. If not, you can actually apply to be an ambassador. So
yeah, definitely a great way to get a ton of local visibility. Especially we find a lot of marketers, they get that being in front of people is important, and often have that kind of, leader mentality. And so definitely a great opportunity. If you go to your if you go to your groups page and you don't see an option to join an alliance, that probably means there isn't one in your area and you could start one. So definitely something to think about, especially if you're well connected already in your area. It wouldn't be that hard.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So just one quick bonus tip, because it's kind of how you can take everything that we've talked about today and get even better at it, right? You've done the work, you've created a great profile, you grew your network, you got your business out there and met new people. Well, you want to get, the best ROI on that investment. That's a lot of time and work that you've put in. So the best way to make the most of all of that work is to gain access to your Alignable Insights, which is a premium feature. And so there's really 2 things you do here. You refine your strategy, and you can also unlock warm leads. So the Insights page is really the best way to get the most out of Alignable and refine your strategy. As marketers, you obviously understand the value of analytics, and conversion, and thinking about all of these really powerful metrics. So with this tool, you'll start to understand what you're doing on Alignable that's working. So you can double down on those strategies, but you'll also find out what's not really working. And you can stop wasting your time on those things and start to get better so that the 15 minutes you spend on Alignable becomes 10 and becomes 5. And quickly, you're spending less time doing these things and investing, but getting more out of it. So the other really, really exciting thing about this insights feature is you'll gain access to actually see who's clicked on your profile, on your services, on your discussions post. And with access to these warm leads, you can actually just, spend time here when you're thinking about who to connect with, because these are the most high intent people for you to connect with and spend time messaging. These are who's actively interested in your business and your content. And you'll see exactly who they are, whether they're one of your, ideal referral partners, ideal customers, where you are in your stage with them, right? Have you connected with them and you just need to send them a follow-up message? Or maybe you haven't met them at all. You can send them a connection request and, you know that they just clicked on your post. So they're really active. Like Sue said earlier, right? Think about how you're spending those connection credits because you want to get the most out of them. And these people, if they clicked on your post 5 days ago, they're active, they're ready, they're connecting right now. And then, you just are thinking about what the right next thing to do is to move those relationships forward. And of course, as marketers, if this is an ideal customer, and they visit your business profile, like they did it for a reason. They're someone who's clearly interested in a marketer for some reason, and you might as well find out why, because they could be your next customer. Cool. That concludes all of our content today. I appreciate you all being patient. It was a lot. I hope you got something out of it. Sue has a gigantic plethora of amazing training and workshops. So definitely visit thisalignableuniversity.com if you want to find out more about any of the stuff we talked about today. But we have about 10 minutes left. So we will turn it over to you guys for questions. And I just want to be specific in that, like, if you have a question about your specific account, something with your email or your setup, we can't help you with that today, but our member success team can. And we probably have an article about it in our help center. So definitely recommend visiting support.alignable.com if you're struggling with something account specific. But we would love to answer any questions about the strategies we talked about your business, and how to find more success and all of that good stuff. Anything else I missed, Sue?
No, that's it. If you guys can go down to the hand reactions button and click raise hand, we would love to answer your questions. So Stephen, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. Nice to see you, Taryn. Thanks for a great meeting. I hopped in a little bit late today, but enjoyed it. One of the concerns I had about connecting my contacts to the platform is that within my contacts, I have some notes about the different clients, and it's internal stuff, and I don't want.
Oh, no. Alignable can't see that. No, they can't see that. Basically all it's doing is it's syncing your account up with your email. So telling Alignable, go see if there's anybody with these email addresses that are already on Alignable, and then saying, hey, these, and they can let you connect with them for free. And then if they don't see them, you can choose the ones that you want them to send an email for you to invite them. That's it.
Okay, so Alignable does not have, they don't have any way of seeing the notes that I have in the contact notes.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I've been a member of Alignable for years, and I've received thousands of messages to do that, and I've always said no, because I was afraid it was going to get more information than I wanted to give. But now, thank you for clearing that up, so I'll do it.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I've heard just a lot of people have said it's changed everything for them because they got to connect with a lot of people really quickly. And just choose the people that you want to invite.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Diane, go ahead.
Oh, I think you're muted.
That would help, wouldn't it? This Zoom stuff some days, one of the things you had mentioned was the vendor marketplace. How do you apply to go on that, or how does that actually work?
No, I can send a link in the chat where you can join today.
Okay.
You will, if you're not a premium member already, you will be prompted to upgrade because it's a premium only feature.
Yeah, I'm
But if
premium.
you're already premium, if you're already premium,
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah, you would just select out of the 9 services that we list there
Okay.
on the marketplace, which ones you offer, and then you can sign up today.
okay. So it ends up on the platform under the, because if you go to my business and then go to vendor marketplace, it'll show up
Mhm.
on there. Is that how it works, or?
You will show up in searches for those services.
Gotcha,
So
okay.
businesses who come and search for, say you're listed under email marketing, they
Right.
come and they determine that they're, they want to hire someone for email marketing. Your business will be listed on that page, and that's going to be, your listing on that page is going to be dependent on your network. So, if they're connected with someone, or if you're recommended by someone they know, that's going to shoot up your relevancy for that
Mhm.
business, and you'll have more visibility. So your visibility on that listing does depend on your reputation. So who you know and what they have to say about you, how many recommendations you have, and who you're connected with.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I'll
Alright.
send, Sue, do we have the chat?
What's that?
Okay, yeah, I'll send it in the chat in just a sec.
Yeah, and Ed, what's your question? Oh, you're
Let me
muted.
unmute.
Oh,
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I just want to thank you guys. I've been mostly on LinkedIn, and I've been growing more and more frustrated as it's really not a business generation platform as much as is resume and job finding. So this is tremendous. I've been a member for a while, but I'm now going to become a premium member because I'm seeing such value in the features. So my question is this: I'm a content creator, video producer, but I also work in revenue marketing and general marketing as a public relations executive for many years. So I have some problems in kind of representing my business within the scope of what's offered. That's question A. And question B attached to that is, how much do you support video in the platform as part of a profile, or showing the kind of services someone like me would present?
Do you want to answer that, Taryn?
Yeah, I'm thinking through an answer. Okay. A couple things. First, I would lean very heavily on the product and service listings that we have at the bottom of your profile. Our tags are also, you can type in any tag that you want. They are, an open text field. They don't present that way, but they really are. So if you need to type in something funky there that doesn't auto-generate, you can still put that on your profile. The one thing I will say is, once you're ready to upgrade to premium, our marketplace does have only 9 specific services that you can list. And it sounds like, based on what you've said, the right one would probably be a social media marketing. But I don't know that you would fit into any of the others, but that's okay, because you're going to get the same visibility based on your activity on Alignable, who you're connected with, your recommendations, and all of that. Sorry, I'm kind of just thinking out loud through this is a unique one. I love it. I'm excited. Yeah, I think those are kind of my initial thoughts. Sue, do you have anything else?
And as far as video, you can post a YouTube or I think Vimeo video link. That's pretty much what you can do, and it'll generate the graphic, right, Taryn, when they're posting that in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know if we host video, so they might have to leave Alignable in order to watch the video.
Okay, not a
Is the
problem.
only limitation.
I utilize both, so thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that was a good one. Love it. Keep them coming.
Yes. Any other questions about what we talked about today? I hope we gave, oh, there was another one. Okay, go ahead, Renee.
I'm sort of in the same space as the other gentleman. I am specific in photography, video, and website production, specifically for branding and marketing agencies. So I work a lot off of Alignable. I work a lot with marketing agencies and ad agencies that hire me to produce their visual content for their clients who they're marketing and advertising for. So that's been a tough one for me on Alignable, because I can't really find a way to manipulate that and figure out how to connect with specifically. Is ask a lot of the prompts will ask, or who are you, like, who's your ideal client? Well, my ideal client is marketing agencies or ad agencies, SEO companies as well. So I've started changing some things based on today, which I'm grateful for today, by the way, because Alignable has been really confusing and clunky for me. So I'm really grateful. I will say that Smart Connects, I have been joining those a lot. I've been with Alignable now about 2 months. I've been a premium member for about 45 days or so. And I will say that I have landed a couple clients through Smart Connect. So, and they're clients outside of my area, which is kind of cool, because I do love that. So I will say that, you know, from that standpoint, being a newbie here for less than 90 days, having 2 new clients has been pretty cool. I will say that. And a lot of that has to do with some of the things that you guys recommended. Is I do use LinkedIn a lot, by the way. I do connect with, you know, fractional CMOs. I do connect with ad agencies or their people, I should say. And so over the years, what I've done with LinkedIn is do direct messaging to them. You know, pull their email off and actually email them directly and talk to them in that manner and schedule one-on-ones, things of that nature. So I think that that's kind of where my success was in those 2 clients, because I pulled them off of Alignable and I said, you know, let's talk. Let's go on a one-on-one and figure this out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, I just want to say, you know, it's like Alignable is constantly, and believe me, I am on meetings. Taryn and I are on meetings every week with all of the people on Alignable. And the question is always, what else can we do? What other value added tools and resources, and how can we make it easier for our members to connect with the right people and make those connections and build those relationships and get those more clients. And so Alignable is a place where we give you all this stuff. Like, there's so many tools and resources and ways to do this, and it's just up to you to start using them and find the ones that are best for you.
You know, well, like for me, if I were to say,
sorry, we only have like 1 more minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get Angela's question. Sorry, I don't want to keep everybody past the hour, but yeah, I could talk to you all day. Angela, go ahead.
Just a quick question, and then as I have the premium, love it, worth every penny. My next stage was sponsorship. And I wanted to know if you had even a screenshot or just an example of what that looks like when someone receives a newsletter. I live in the sticks, so I've never seen one. And I went in blind. I have one starting in a few days, but I just wanted to know kind of what it looked like.
Yeah. Do you get the local Spark newsletter every weekend?
No, okay. I've never gotten one. So I was kind of like, I don't know what this is. But
yeah, you might be unsubscribed from them. If you go to your community group, so on the top of the screen, if you click I think it's my community. Sorry, I don't remember the exact. Yeah, my community. And then once you're on that community group, you can click on the left-hand side, the very bottom. It's going to say the name of your neighborhood, local business community newsletter, dash, and then a date. Oh, if you click there, you'll be, oh, interesting. What's the community?
I'm in my community's Rome City, Indiana is my, and then since I'm premium, you know, I'm dispersed out in a whole bunch of others, but I don't have anything that says newsletter.
Interesting. If you go to your homepage, we'll actually show you a preview of what your sponsorship could look like on the home screen. So you'll see the preview of what it'll look like in the app. We might have to follow up and do some troubleshooting on the newsletter. That's very odd. I don't know why that is, but we have your email address from the list today and can follow up with you.
Okay, thank you. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know we're at time, but real quick, Ed, do you have a fast question? Well,
yeah, it's a follow-up to that. I actually remember now I sponsored a community newsletter way back, and I think it was my problem that I just didn't cast it right, but I really struggled with the analytics. Could you speak to are there analytics around that now? Am I able to see things and opens or whatnot?
Yeah, that's a great call out. We've vastly improved our analytics. That insights page that I just showed you, it's only been live for a few months, and it has it's been a game changer for sponsorships because you can actually see who's clicking from your sponsorship and literally get a list of them right there. It just says it's, you know, the person, and it says from sponsorship, and that's your sponsorship lead right there. So it has improved probably from the last time you were on. The one thing we can't reveal is the open rate of the newsletter. That is proprietary. And so we'll give you your impression count, your click count. So what has happened with your specific sponsorship, we can show you that information. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. We hope you got a lot of value out of today. Thanks, Taryn, for doing this with me. This was fun.
Thanks, Sue. Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys go out and have a wonderful, amazing day. And yeah, and just keep going. AlignableUniversity.com gives you more detailed things. And I hope to see you again at another event. Thanks again. Have a great
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.